will get out there, make sure it's taken care of. In most cases, they will actually know there's an issue with the system before you do, because that's what their job is to make sure these systems are running tip top. So here's the states we cover, folks. Are you talking 35 states and counting, plus Puerto Rico, DC? This is just an amazing coverage map. All right, not too much gray out there. Obviously, still a little bit of room to grow, but little by little, they will continue filling in that map. So what do you see here? Now, a lot of times people take a quick look and they're like, I see. Folks, this is a mature neighborhood. This neighborhood has been there for a while. You can tell by some of the different trees that are out there. You can see a little bit of solar on the roof. This is just it's a snapshot. It's an average of neighborhoods that are out there where there's a few solar systems on the roofs. But guess what? The other people really most of them have great roofs to be able to put solar on. We just need to educate them, bring them up to speed on what's going on, and show them the benefits of how we do that and how we save them some money. Because here's just a couple
Back
examples.
to my office, I wanted to plug everything in.
So you're looking in, you're looking in California, before solar, after solar, you're seeing savings of, geez, $140 a month, folks. That's some significant savings. When you're starting at 280, 287, you're saving 140 a month. That's some significant savings. Florida customer, saving about $120 a month. When you start to see these, you start to realize, and one of the best quotes, I use it all the time when I'm talking to people. The solar presentation is not really a presentation anymore. It's simply an IQ test. It's tested people's IQ about how much money they want to save and how much good it's going to do for them. Because when you start to look at the cost of energy over time, it really blows your mind. Because at first, when they were showing me, 6 to 8% increase, I'm like, that's kind of crazy, 6 to 8%. And then you start watching what's going on, and you're seeing 9%, you're seeing 15%, you're seeing 19% in Connecticut that just came through. And you start to realize these utility companies out there are absolutely crushing people on a regular basis. And some of the folks in the Northeast, they can change around their supply companies, and right now it's putting a Band-Aid on a gash. I mean, it's just ridiculous what's going on. You can save a couple cents, but meanwhile, it just got wiped out triple fold by the increase on the other side of the bill. So, and that's the side of the bill, folks. As you start to see these bills going up, they are not coming down. All right, there was just an increase here. I just moved to Florida. There's an increase in Florida. I think these increases are following me wherever I go. I'm not really sure. I think it might just be happening everywhere. And when you see the increases happening, you start to realize there's something here. And if you look at a $150 bill today, and you see how it's going to be up to $300 on average in 10 years, and you're going to watch that grow to $1,500 over the next 30 years, you start to realize, if I did something today, just like if I locked in my gas prices back in 1990 at $1.25 a gallon, wow, that would have been really cool to still be paying $1.25 a gallon right now. But guess what? You have the ability to do that, and more importantly, your customers have their ability to do that now today with electricity. So in this particular scenario, you're talking about $200,000+ worth of electricity over the next 30 years. Instead of paying that, how about just putting in a $55,000 solar system and have a savings of about $170K over that period of time? Folks, I don't know about you, but that's real money. I don't care who you are. All right, that adds up. And then they can lock in and get that tax credit as well. Okay, again, 5 years to use it. Energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. Mr. Warren Buffett said that. Now, I'll tell you what, the guy said some pretty intelligent things in his life. He's been pretty on target for pretty much when it comes to investing and talking about where money is, where it's going, where, what to get involved in. He's been pretty on target there. And I'll tell you what, that's going to bring us to the second half tonight. And the second half is going to be brought to you and someone's going to come up here and chat with you. He's a guy that really kind of gets it done. He helps folks get started, helps his team members make money, get on top of it, really get out there and get it done. But most importantly, he's a guy who cares. He's here all the time. He's always plugged in, knows what's going on. And with that, I will not dally any further. Mr. Samuel Bean, are you here, sir?
I'm here, Kevin. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How's it going?
Oh man, look, if it was going any better, I'd be you, man. I tell you, I'm excited, man. Everything is happening right now. And we get a chance to have this conversation yet again with these good people. And you just talked about this being an IQ test. Guys, don't fail the IQ test. All right. Don't fail it. As a matter of fact, 80% of success, guys, is just showing up and taking action. And what you'll find is that there are a lot of great ideas that are out there, but unsuccessful people always and forever talk themselves out of opportunities. And very successful people, once they have enough information, not only do they make a decision, they'll make it work. And so don't worry about the how. We got the how. Worry about the why. And that's what I want you to think about while I'm talking about the compensation plan, while I'm talking about the money. Guys, when we talk about IQ tests, if you feel like you're a very intelligent person and you can follow a simple set of instructions without deviating from the plan, put a 1 in the chat for me real quick. Just want to know if I have some people who have some high IQs around here, right? Because what we're going to do right now is we want to make sure that we take your academic IQ and we want to increase it and elevate your economic IQ, right? And so when you look at this compensation plan that's wrapped around this high ticket sales corporation, guys, we are, in my own personal opinion, overpaid. Yeah. And so when you look at how this thing works, we paid 7 different ways. We're not going to go over all 7 for the sake of time, but I do want to make sure that the ones that are most important we talk about, we spend a little time on. Okay. And so when you look at the personal sales, this is the most important because this means that you don't have to have people skills when it comes to recruiting or anything like that. You just have to have, again, the ability to follow a simple set of instructions without deviating from the plan. We'll teach you how to actually get deals done. And that's all you do. Once we teach you, you go ahead and get as many deals done as you want, right? But every time you get a deal done, know that there's 70% commissions tied into that actual transaction. 70%, 50% of that goes to the person that originates the deal, and 50% of that goes to the person who seals the deal. Okay. So $7,000 is 70%, which means that $3,500 for just setting up an appointment, guys. That's what we call a personal sale. Okay. You do that once a month on a part-time basis, and you'll earn more than what most people, 90, I would say 95% of people who have a full-time job, you do one sale, just half of one sale per month, and you'll out earn 90 to 95% of the people out there in the US. That's crazy, right? But if you do both sides, guys, that's a 6-figure annual income on a part-time basis, very part-time. So you can literally change careers. You can literally say, you know what, I'm going to work full-time on my job, and I'm going to work part-time on my salvation. I'm going to work part-time on my exit strategy, right? And I'm going to get this solar thing down and to the point where I can work my way out of a job, and I can work from home at 10, 15, 20 hours a week and make more money than I've ever made on a job. And that's the ability that you have here in this situation with Bill. Okay. Now, for those of you who you say, you know what, I like what that looks like, and I know people who want to make more money, but I also have a special skill set that makes me dangerous. I like to build teams, right? I like to build sales forces, and and I also like to close deals. Okay. So mentor sales, guys, becoming a mentor. This is how simple it is. 3 training sales with your mentor that you choose, right? You're going to learn everything it is about closing those deals. Okay. Everything from top to bottom. You get on there a little bit early with the actual mentor. You guys will work the deal out. Then you go through the process with your client 3 times. okay, and get those deals closed. Then you close 5 sales of your own, okay, and then you complete a certification by the company. Once you test out, guys, now you are eligible to represent the company, okay? And so we're talking about off the streets. We make it very, very simple for a person to become a mentor, but trust that we want to make sure you're competent, okay? We don't want to trust everybody's money with just anybody, okay? But mentorship sales, here's an example, guys. When you let's say you have 4 people in the company that they don't even have to be a part of your team, right? They don't have to be a part of your sales network, but 4 people who choose you because they've heard great things about you, they basically get you to close 3 deals for them each. That's 12 deals, average of 3,500. Is the split. You get 3,500 per deal. They get 3,500 per deal. Guess what? Both of you guys made $42,000. Okay, that's crazy, right? So you look at half a million dollars a month. I mean, $500,000 a year if you did that every month. Okay. Now, when you look at the team building overrides, guys, and this is where for me, um, I liken this to every other area of my life when I was extremely successful when it came to earning income. As a matter of fact, every time, I made 7 figures, guys, I put myself in a position of leverage. I put myself in a position of being a broker. When I was a real estate agent, guys, I owned the office. Even though I wasn't the broker, I had agents, right? So I overrode every seat. When I was in coffee, I basically looked at myself as a commodities broker, and I had sales agents globally, right? And then investments, I looked at myself as an investment firm, and I had brokers that did business all over the world, right? And so you get a chance to override everything. It's all about leverage. Now here in solar, guys, with my solar brokerage, I am actually bringing on sales agents, solar agents, right? Solar pros. And every time they do something, guess what? Just like you, I'm going to override every time they actually get an install. So when you look at consultants to national director, consultants, you just coming in, as a builder, or as a consultant, 20% overrides on your frontline, sales, 7% commission, standard across the board. Manager, 30%, guys. And when you get the manager, all it takes is for you and your squad, you and 2 people, you and 10 people, you and 20 people, do 10 deals, 10 installs in 60 days. And now you give yourself a raise, right? 30% instead of 20% per deal. Okay. 10% overrides on everyone within your organization with down in depth. Now you have director, 24 team installs. They can be done by the same person, guys. You can have 100 people on your sales force, and one person do all 24. It doesn't matter, right? 35% increase, 15% team overrides. Executive director, ED, 40% frontline overrides, 20% team overrides, and 2% company-wide pool. Guys, that's huge. It's basically you're getting ownership in the company. Basically, it's a profit share. Okay. And then national director, 45% frontline overrides, 25% team overrides, 70% commissions, 5% company-wide pool. And so, as when you look at the enormity of this, you can, regardless of what your situation is, you can be on hard times, and you can come in here and flat out go from hard times from the outhouse to the penthouse. You can come in here, you have companies, okay, like my guy Nick. Nick is a roofer. Nick owns a roofing company, has people that work for him. But guess what? I did a call last night with Nick. Nick had 18 people on that call. He's got 40 affiliates and people, partners who partner with him over the last less than 30 days, right? He's building a sales force, okay? Not because he needs it, not because he's broke, just because it makes sense, guys. And so when you look at Warren Buffett, guys, I don't take advice from people who I would not trade places with. I don't know anything about solar. Well, I didn't, but I knew that Warren Buffett put $10 billion in clean energy and in solar, okay? And so when you look at people like him, okay, and everybody else who's investing in solar, guys, again, success leaves clues. Okay? And so for you, the fastest way to wealth is through leverage. Okay. So build a brokerage. Manage overrides example here. That's you, the blue. 30% override first level, 10% override the entire team. Manage the 10 consultants doing 1 sales each, or one consultant doing 10 in a month. That, 4 coming from your first level, 6 coming from anywhere on your team. That's $6,300. Now, If you do one yourself where you represent both sides of that transaction as a mentor, that's another $7,000, which puts you at $13,000 firmly, right? So you're looking at basically about 150 grand a year in that situation. Remember, the average person in America makes what, about $45,000 a year? Okay. Director with 10 consultants doing 2 sales each, you just doubled it up. You went from 10 to 20. That puts you at $13,800 in overrides. Do that every month. Again, 150. But when you add that 7,000 from you doing one a month, that is not, you go from 13,000 to 20,000. That's $20,000 a month, guys. That's $250,000 a year. Okay. If you think $250,000 a year sounds a little bit better than $250,000 a year, okay, just by sheer verbiage, put a one in the chat for me. So I like how words sound. 500,000 versus 500,000, right? And so anything that you like, guys, any type of income you want to generate, create, blueprint, whatever it is, guys, you can map it out, and our compensation plan will allow you to do that, right? And so, what will it take for you to start your own solar business? As about $100,000 to $200,000 to start, and why? Because you have things that you need, all of which aren't even presented here, but just the main things, the core things that you need as a entrepreneur who's opening up their own solar brokerage. Traditionally, you need money for your relationship with the installers, marketing, the CRM technology, accounting, sales, and customer service, to say the least, right? But this is the thing I love about this company, this industry, and how business is done today. See, we don't do business like your grandfather did business, your great grandmother did business. This is like business in a box. Okay. So for the same thing that these guys will pay $100,000 or $200,000 to get started, and $10,000 to $25,000 a month to keep going and scale, guys, guess what? I paid $200 to get started, and I basically was supposed to pay $99 a month, but I met a qualification that basically says I have zero overhead coming from the company. Okay. And so just $200 down put me in a position where now I can actually out earn someone who has a brick and mortar business. Okay. Same industry, right? I just have a better business model than they do. Right. So make sure, again, when you're looking at these opportunities, the one thing you don't want to do, which is what most people do, is this. One, understand it's not network marketing; it's high ticket sales. Okay, partner with direct sales and direct marketing. Okay, but do not look at the individual that invited you to watch this opportunity. Look at the actual opportunity. I need you to put your thinking caps on. Remember, this is a IQ test, because some of you guys judge opportunities based on who presented it to you. Okay. And so don't do that. That'll cost you a fortune. Okay. The person who introduced me to her, I love her. She's a sweetheart, a business-minded woman out of Atlanta. And guess what? As soon as she told me about it, I said, put me on the phone with somebody who had the facts. She didn't have the facts. She put me on the phone with somebody who had the facts. Then they put me on the phone with, which is Hans, who's killing the game right now. He had the facts, and then he got the endorsement from JC, somebody who we actually crossed paths with in the past without actually meeting. But all of the leverage, guys, when I start talking to people about this thing, start getting my questions answered, it just made too much sense to not do it. So much sense that I put 2 companies on hold, 2 businesses on hold, 2 projects on hold to do this full time. Okay? And I just want to give you that public service announcement, because if you make sure you make the decision that's best for you and your family, not for us. But we are here to present the opportunity to you. So another thing we want to present to you outside of solar is home and business security, right? Home and commercial, whatever you want to call it. ADT and Brinks are the two companies that we actually partner with that provide our home security and commercial security. Okay, you can actually sell these systems, guys, and you can make anywhere from a range of $400 to $700 per sale, and even more, guys, because sometimes some people want more of the add-ons when it comes to securing their homes. They want more cameras, or they want more devices on doors and windows. They want more. And so, again, we just want to give you a little bit where we under promise and over deliver. Okay. But think about it. Our 2 high ticket situations are residential and commercial solar, and residential and commercial security. Now, how do you get started, guys? You have three different ways that you can actually position yourself an opportunity. First, being a referral partner. A referral partner, and as the company describes it, is an affiliate. This is a person who has no skin in the game. They basically just say, you know what, as I come across people, I'm going to refer them to you. And we are in agreement that you're going to pay me $500 to $1,000. Well, that $500 to $1,000 is going to come directly from the company. Okay. So the company will take your information, put you in the system. Now you'll have access to information that'll train you on how to sell deals and sell installs. Okay. But you won't be able to, get the full amount. Okay. You won't be able to get the full amount of that transaction, because when you're a consultant and you invest the 149 down one time, okay, you're going to get the nationwide solar business. You're going to get the nationwide ADT business. You're going to have access to all the tech, training, support, and leaderships, that we have in the company, right? But go back to the affiliate and the consultant, okay? Guys, it takes you the same amount of time, energy, and effort to refer a person as an affiliate as it does a consultant. The only difference is is the belief that you had when you saw the opportunity. Okay, remember I said it's an IQ test. Watch this. If you can add this up with me, okay? Every install is worth on average $3,500 to you just for doing one side of that transaction, for referring it as an affiliate, okay, or as a consultant. It's worth it. But as an affiliate, you forfeit $2,500 to $3,000 because you couldn't make a $200 decision or $149 decision. Okay, guys, don't step over dollars for pennies. Okay, everything that's free is not the best thing for you. If you don't have $149, guys, to get started, I just want to share something with you. You should probably be the first person to go find it. Okay, because there's nothing out there as easy as this, with the support team as this that we have here, that's going to help you get to where you need to be, which is out of debt, which is from check to check, which is off of a job that you really don't want to be on, right? So let us help you fire your boss, right? But for those of you who want to do it and you want to do it at a high rate of speed, you want to do it and you don't want to just do it on installs. You want to do it based on residual income as well. You want to knock out both sides of the compensation plan. Well, you want to get the builder, and that's the $200 pack, basically $199 one time. That's the pack that I came in at, and that's the pack that everybody else is getting started at, on not necessarily on average, but they're either getting started there, guys, or they're upgrading to it. Okay, because it's the most desirable position. Let me share with you why. You get everything you would get with the consultant. Okay. But here you're going to add the Bills Rewards memberships and the Smart Money Club. And these things they both have value, extreme value. Okay. If you look at the bottom though, one thing before I change this slide is that you refer for and you pay no more on a consultant and builder. Remember I said earlier, I was supposed to pay $99 a month. I've had more than 4 people, guys, since day one. But let's get to the Smart Money Club membership, guys. My first million came in real estate. Okay. And the thing I want to share with you guys is that as fast as I got it, I spent it. Because remember, I grew up poor. I grew up on welfare, housing, Section 8, everything else. And giving money to me at that point in time was just like giving it to a NFL football player. Remember, 80% of NFL football players are broke within 18 months of them actually getting out of the league, right? It's because nobody taught them about money. And so here, we want to make sure you don't make the same mistakes I made, and you don't want to make the same mistakes that the athletes make because they don't know about money. We want to make sure that once you get the money, you know what to do to keep it, scale it, okay, and to go out there and create your legacy. So financial mastery, guys, credit repair, building, tax planning, being your own boss, your own bank, tax-free retirement, teach you all that stuff, guys. All of these are being implemented and being put in place as we speak. Then on the business side, you have the entity structuring, establishing corporate credit, access to capital, good versus bad debt. So we want to make sure, again, you don't have one of those stories like I had. I remember my first million, okay? And guess what? It was gone. And so I want to make sure that you guys don't go through the same thing that I went through. You learn from my actual experiences, not necessarily mistakes, right? But the membership, guys, the membership is it's just super cool because you get discounts on shopping, you get discounts on restaurants, you also get discounts on one of my favorite things, which is traveling. Guys, if you like to travel, do something for me real quick because we're wrapping up right now and I need your participation more now than ever. Give me your one destination vacation that you would take right now if money was no option. If money was no object, where would you go right now? Okay, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. I just want to see where you guys would go, right? 3, 2, 8. Okay. Hawaii, Bermuda, Bahamas, Mexico, Africa. Okay. Okay. I see a lot of it. Okay. All right. And so, guys, what if you can go to each and every last one of those places at a discount? See, I just want to share something with you guys. There's no shame, okay, in getting a discount. Um, Rich and wealthy people don't pay full price for anything, right? That's not anything to brag about, paying full price. Okay, rich and wealthy people, they actually pay half price. Something is off, they'll take that money and save that money. And so when an investment comes along, they'll actually have that investment they'll have that money to invest in something. Poor people, people who have a broke mentality, guys, people who don't understand money, people who was in the same place I was when I made my first million. You pay full price for everything: clothes, jewelry, automobiles, homes, vacations, right? And so you miss the opportunity cost on your money, guys. Savings is the new earnings. Okay, so trust me, these memberships, you're looking at the $2,500 to $3,500 you would save on an annual basis. Think about if you put that in an IUL or some type of investment account, right? Over the next 10 to 15, 20 years, guys, you'd have a nice little piece of change. Okay. And so let's go ahead and wrap this thing up, put a bow on it. That membership that you have access to the Smart Money Club, guys, and the savings, that we just talked about, it's only $50 extra per month, right? And that $50 extra per month is something that we can now legally pay residual reoccurring income on. Okay. And so we're talking about mailbox money. We're talking about doing something one time and getting paid on it forever. That's the residual income, right? And so in this example, something really, really simple, for a person, let's just say a person who has a car note and they can afford to pay it, but it'd just be cool to have somebody else pay it. Well, guys, 25 people on your left, 25 people on your right, and you don't have to put all 25 in. You can bring 2 or 3 in on both sides and they just grow to 25 each side. That's $1,000 per month. That's a car note for some of you guys, and a little bit left over to go to the movies. Okay, some of you see it bigger, guys. $2,000 a month with 55 and 55, 115 and 115, $4,000. That's a half. That's what 48,000 a year. Okay, just a couple of people, and I say a couple because we put hundreds of thousands of people in business, guys, in different companies, and the payout was nowhere close to this. It didn't even compare. But that's the thing when you are actually using a high ticket vehicle, something that pays out astronomical amounts of money and something that people gladly pay a membership to. But my goal, guys, just sharing it with you, is to get to the executive 250, right? $250,000 a month. Because I have things to do. I have other things I want to invest in. See, it's not the company's job to create my wealth for me. It's the company's job to pay me what they owe me based on, all the installs and me building my team. Taking that money, however, and investing it in something else, that's my job. That's my responsibility. So that's why you should make sure you become a member and you go all the way for the bill pack for that $200. If you're looking to make a 4 or 5 figure monthly return on your money, guys, make a 3-figure decision. Make that $200 decision. Get started at that and let us show you how to get that money back right away. But more importantly, put yourself in a position where you never have to worry about money again as long as you live. Okay. And so get started on the builder pack, $199 one time, $99 a month. Basically until you actually refer 4, and then you pay no more. And guys, at that point in time, you put yourself in a position where you're in business for yourself, not by yourself, and we'll be here to help you. And so for me to you, look forward to rocking with you guys. Look forward to going on this journey with each and every last one of you. I want to thank my partner in crime, Kevin. Appreciate you. Great job. And guys, we'll see you guys. For those of you who have a Spanish guest, we do have a Spanish presentation at the top of the hour. Okay, and so make sure that you, if you can speak Spanish, sit in on it. If you can't, you can still sit on it, because I can just tell you the energy, regardless of what you can understand or not, it's contagious. The energy is live. Okay? And so again, at the top of the hour, the Spanish presentation, and we'll be back here on Thursday night at the same time, same line, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night, everybody.
Recording stopped.